What's going on, guys? Aero here, and welcome back to another video. Now in today's video, I want to talk to you guys about a very interesting email that was sent by an Nvidia employee which might have just confirmed the existence and even potential information about the next Nintendo system. Now, I know what you're thinking. We've been hearing about these leaks and rumors for the Nintendo Switch Pro for so many years now. Ever since like 2019, it seems like every year there's always some supposed insider or leaker who's saying like, oh, this is going to be the year you're going to see the next Nintendo Switch Pro and you're going to see all of that coming out, and then it kind of never does. So I know that there's definitely a group of people out there who are kind of just sick of hearing the name Switch Pro or seeing Switch Pro trending on Twitter and seeing articles and videos coming out about it. But also the thing that people seem to not understand is the reason why you do see so many YouTubers still talking about this, and the reason why you see all these articles from different websites still coming out about it is because there's also a group of people out there who are just very interested in talking about it. Like, it's pretty easy, like if you see YouTubers and if you're a YouTuber yourself who talks about this, or if you just look at these articles, it's pretty clear to see that there's a lot of traction and interest whenever there's discussion about the next Nintendo system. And I definitely fall into this category as well. Personally, I just have a lot of fun talking about the next Nintendo system and the features that it could have and the improvements that it could make to the current system and all of that. So I know that there is a group of people out there who are interested in this type of stuff, and that's what this video is for. But we actually have some pretty interesting stuff here, and I feel like nowadays nobody really ever takes the leakers who come out with stuff and takes them seriously. Like whenever a supposed insider says like, oh, there's going to be a Nintendo Switch Pro reveal happening this year or anything like that. But now we have something very interesting, which is actually coming from Nvidia themselves. Now, in case some of you guys don't know, Nvidia is actually involved with Nintendo right now in the production of the current Nintendo Switches. They actually provide a lot of the chips and internals that go into making a Switch, and I'm sure that they have like a partnership with Nintendo where like Nvidia takes a percentage of the money that they make and Nintendo gets a percentage as well. And so I'm sure that both companies are very happy with the Nintendo Switch thriving because the system is selling like above 100 million units now. So I'm sure that Nintendo is going to want to keep the partnership going as they're making the next system as well. And so it looks like a couple days ago, Nvidia had one of their presentations where they revealed some of their next new GPUs which were going to be coming out. However, it also looks like an Nvidia employee also confirmed the existence of a brand new Tegra chip which is going to be used in the next new Nintendo Switch. Now we can take a look at all of this on the Gaming Leaks and Rumors Reddit, where it says here, a comment by an Nvidia employee confirms the existence of the Tegra 239, the SoC system on a chip likely to be used on the Nintendo Switch 2. It says here, an Nvidia employee has confirmed the existence of the Tegra 239 chip, which has been rumored since 2021 as being developed for the next generation Nintendo Switch. His comment, which can be accessed at linux.org, states, adding support for the Tegra 239 SoC, which has 8 cores in a single cluster. Also moving the number of clusters to SoC data to avoid over-allocating memory for 4 clusters always. Now that's a lot of technical information, but the really crazy thing that's kind of coming out from all of this is the existence of that Tegra 239 chip. And the reason why is because there was actually a person who leaked this like way over a year ago, where if we take a look right here on Twitter, we can see this person here by the name of Kopai7Kimi, and this is somebody who has been a reputable leaker, but not for anything with Nintendo, but Nvidia themselves. Like, this is an Nvidia leaker who talks a lot about Nvidia stuff that pretty much always turns out to be true, and they said this in June 11th of 2021. So we're talking over a year ago. They said this is a preliminary picture of 234 in Wikipedia, very clear. So why do we always guess? Nintendo will use a customized one, the 239. So the person even said the exact number here for the chip and all this information before it was even revealed by Nvidia over a year ago. And the fact that this person pretty much gets everything right when it comes to Nvidia leaks, it leads a lot of people to think now that this person is definitely going to be right about this information as well. And if we take a look at the additional leaked information about the specs, it says here, as of this leak, we now know the following details about the next Nintendo Switch console. It's going to be using a Tegra 239 SoC, info from the above leak. It's going to have an 8-core CPU, likely to be an ARM Cortex A78 SLE/A78, inferred from the above leak, Ampere-based CPU that may incorporate some Lovelace features, and the second generation of Nintendo Switch graphics API contains references for DLSS 2.2 and ray tracing support. So this is where all of those leaks come into play now about the DLSS and the 4K upscaling and stuff that we've been hearing about with like the Nintendo Switch Pro and the next Nintendo Switch or whatever it's going to be. This is where that all comes into play now. So it definitely does seem like that the next Nintendo system is going to be having all of these features. And if you guys didn't know, Nvidia actually suffered a huge leak which happened earlier this year, and this leak gave us like a ton of information. There was actually so much stuff that came out from this Nvidia leak. It was honestly one of the biggest leaks that I've ever seen in terms of like game titles and other information about like their kind of GPUs, and just so much stuff came out from this leak here. And the crazy thing is, because this was an Nvidia leak from like a server breach or something that happened, every single thing that has been mentioned in this leak, pretty much the games that have been mentioned inside of it, all of them have been revealed. Some of them are even out now. And it's crazy because that leak also had information about a new Nintendo folder, which is going to be having like DLSS and all of that other support, which is going to be used in the next Nintendo system. It talks like how it's going to have like the next NVN2 folder and what appears to be an NVN DLSS driver. And so now with the existence of the CPU as well, it kind of seems like pretty much all of the pieces are coming together that this next Nintendo system is actually being worked on. Now, when it comes to power discussion, Central Leaks made a very kind of generic tweet about this, but it says right here, this is an oversimplification, but handheld mode seems like it's going to be similar to an Xbox One level, and docked mode is going to be slightly better than a PlayStation 4 Pro. DLSS will be a game changer. So on paper, this might not sound like it's going to be some crazy upgrade. Like, obviously, it's still not going to be reaching the PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X in terms of power. You're not really going to get that with the type of system that the Switch is, with having such a small system to be able to fit that type of power in. And if you do fit that type of power in, then the system's going to cost like $2,000. So they can't really have it be like somewhat affordable and then also have that same insane type of power also. But I feel like this is going to be a really substantial upgrade if it is going to be similar to this, where docked mode is going to be around PlayStation 4 Pro level and handheld mode is going to be Xbox One level. This would mean that pretty much every single like new modern game that is coming out now has the potential of being able to be released on a Nintendo system, and that's really kind of the big thing that I want to see. I feel like one of the things that I dislike so much about the Nintendo Switch right now is when it comes to getting like third-party support from like these big games that are coming out, they always seem to be like these cloud versions now, which are just not fun at all. And if you don't know what these cloud versions are, they're basically games that you can only play on your Nintendo Switch when it's connected to the internet, because it's basically relying on your internet to kind of stream the game to your Switch instead of actually relying on the system's hardware to be able to play the game wherever you want. So unless you have an internet connection, you can't even play the game if it's a cloud version. So that kind of defeats the whole point of having a Nintendo Switch and being able to play these games like on a plane or in a car or something. So it's just really bad, because a lot of times these developers take the easy way out now and bring games over to the Switch in terms of a cloud version instead of actually optimizing it for the hardware, because the hardware itself now is just very kind of outdated, and a lot of people just don't really want to take the time to bring like these big releases and try to optimize it for chips that are like basically from like I think 2015 now that are still inside of the Nintendo Switch. So I'm really hoping now that if this successor or the Switch Pro or whatever it is, if that does come out, if this can mean like big releases now, like these Resident Evil 8 games and stuff that come out when Elden Ring comes out, and if those types of games can actually just make it onto a Nintendo system and just be able to play normally, that's going to be very huge, and that's what I really would love to see. And even the Nintendo exclusive games are starting to suffer from this as well. Obviously, like these Hyrule Warriors and Age of Calamity and Fire Emblem Three Hopes, all of those warrior types of games definitely don't run the best on the Nintendo Switch. It can definitely be kind of like a slideshow and pretty stuttery at times if you have a lot of stuff going on. So I think a lot of people just really kind of want a more improved Nintendo Switch to be able to play these games at a better frame rate, potentially have better resolution and upscaling to get better kind of visuals out of their system. Of course, nobody's asking for a Nintendo system to be on like PlayStation 5's level, but I feel like if they can have like a better system now to be able to play like these massive types of games like Zelda Tears of the Kingdom and Xenoblade 3 and stuff like that, it would definitely be a really big game changer. And so finally, the last thing that comes into play here is when exactly could this next Nintendo system actually come out? And for that, we really have no idea when it could happen. It could be as soon as next year, where we could be seeing this brand new system potentially come out next year, or it could be like 2 years away. Maybe it's going to be coming out in like 2024. It could be 2025. Maybe it's not even going to come out till like 2026, but at some point, Nintendo is definitely going to have to release new hardware. Like the Switch is actually very, very old now. And if we're considering like how much time it's been since the Nintendo Switch came out in 2017, it's going to be 6 years next year, which is basically the amount of time from the 3DS to the Nintendo Switch. That's kind of crazy to think about for a second, but it is kind of insane how much time has gone by. And even with the Nintendo 3DS, we did have that new Nintendo 3DS which came out, which was like a revision and a refresh that upgraded the system with having like more powerful internals and stuff. So maybe that's what the system could be, and we could be seeing it next year, because it does seem like Nintendo kind of has a pattern too, where it seems like every 2 years is when we seem to be getting a brand new system. The normal Nintendo Switch, of course, came out in 2017. 2 years later after that, in 2019, we had the Nintendo Switch Lite. Then 2 years after that, in 2021, we had the Nintendo Switch OLED model. So 2 years after that would put us next year into 2023. So maybe it is possible that we're going to be seeing a brand new Nintendo system next year in 2023. Maybe it is going to be this brand new one that's actually going to have more power, or maybe it's just going to be something kind of very stupid, like having a Nintendo Switch Lite or something that's going to be an OLED now instead. But I don't know. I feel like it is possible that next year we could be getting a brand new system. But at this point now, I feel like a lot of people just kind of want to see this next new system to be able to play with better hardware and having kind of just better improvements and stuff, because we've been kind of having this Nintendo Switch for a really long time, and I think it's kind of ready to finally see some type of upgrade. But yeah, there you go guys, that is pretty much all the information that we have right now about the supposed next Nintendo system, which hopefully is going to be coming out very soon. If you guys enjoyed this video, then definitely be sure to click that like button and also comment down below and let me know what you guys think about all this. How are you guys feeling about this information about the next Nintendo system? Are you guys excited for it? When do you guys think that this next Nintendo system is going to be coming out? Definitely be sure to comment down below and let me know. If you're new to this channel, then please be sure to subscribe. I'm definitely going to have some more Nintendo content in the future, so definitely be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on that. Click on that bell to become a part of the notification squad. Go follow me on Twitter at Aero so you can be featured in videos, and also join my Discord server as well. We've got a bunch of people in there who are always talking about Pokemon and Smash Bros. And Nintendo, so definitely be sure to join that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching.